grateful for how much they want to help me accomplish my dreams. I'm a performer. I've done it my whole life, so anything in front of a camera is my happy place. Cherish the time you can spend with your family members, but also to be kind to others because you never know what someone's going through.
The will to help others. So
that name, it was passed down from my mom. My
that
mom got
I was able to just blossom and become the woman that I am right now.
hello, beauty pageant fans. My name is Ayce with Contesera Pageantry. We have a very special guest with us, but before we begin, please like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so that we can continue to bring content like this to pageant lovers across the world. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce Ava Grace Nichols, our reigning Miss La Jolla Teen USA. Good morning, Ava. How are you?
I am doing so great. I'm so excited to be here and just talk about my journey to Miss California Teen USA.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we'd love to get to know more about you. So tell us about yourself and your beauty pageant journey.
Well, my name is Ava Grace Nichols, like you said, and I am going into my junior year of high school. I'm a student athlete, and I'm really involved in my academics at my school, but I also have done acting, modeling, singing, dancing, basically any performing you can imagine my whole life because it's my biggest passion. And I recently started competing in beauty pageants, which is something a little bit new to me. My first pageant was last year at Miss California Teen USA, and it was one of the best experiences of my life, and that's why I'm back again competing. Last year I placed third runner-up, which was really exciting for a first-timer. I had no clue what was going on, but it was honestly such a blast. And my journey, basically, my cousin Julia and Hallie, they competed at Miss Louisiana Teen USA for 3 or 4 years, and we'd fly there and watch them compete. And the southern states have a junior teen pageantry boot camp called the Fantasy Camp, and I participated at Miss Louisiana Teen USA, and I got Miss Congeniality. I got to award the actual Congeniality winner during the pageant and walk on stage, and it was an amazing experience that made me get the pageantry bug for sure and made me want to represent California at Miss Teen USA. That's
really cool. That's really special to have. Because I think when, we've interviewed a lot of older pageant, like in their late 20s, and so you're actually our first teen contestant, and yes. I can feel this infectious energy from you.
Thank you
and
so much.
This love of pageants that's kind of built over time. And so I'd love to learn more about this kind of like this kind of performance background that you have, and how do you think it's kind of helped you kind of win these pageants and become, who you currently are?
I definitely think that performing has helped me in pageantry. I mean, walking on that stage is a performance in itself. It's having confidence and charisma and being able to connect with people in the audience. And my journey through acting has definitely done that. I'm a storyteller. That's the importance of acting. But the thing about pageantry is I had never told my own story, and so pageantry has given me an outlet to be able to share myself and not other people's stories, which I really love.
Yeah, that's really special. That's something that we hear a lot of from, pageant contestants. It's that it's kind of an expression of who they are, and a lot of times their value systems. And so it was exciting, it was fun, but what was it truly like kind of, being on stage for that first time in a pageant for you? Were you nervous, or were you like, this is where I belong? What was that feeling like?
Well, I love public speaking. I love being on stage and performing. So I think I was just so excited. I didn't really know what was happening. I was like walking there and I was like, we're just going to go for it. We're just going to come here and try my best. And I mean, I tried my best and I had so much fun while doing it. And the Miss Teen USA organization, the Miss California Teen USA organization is honestly so welcoming and so uplifting. The girls backstage and the current title holders, everyone's rooting you on, and I think that's what made it so special for me is I didn't really know what was going on. I was a little bit nervous, definitely, because I was like, what's happening right now? I got called to top 5, and I was like, so what do I do now? But I was having so much fun while doing it, and that's all I remember is just the exhilaration and the excitement I had that weekend.
That's so nice. And I think you mentioned something really important too, that kind of sisterhood that you had with these girls. So can you talk a little bit more about that? Because I think for the most part, it's, those that they talk about that sisterhood and how important it is. And so
Definitely.
What was that experience like for you to have, it's competitive, right? But at the same time, it feels like everyone's kind of rooting for you and supporting you. So what has that been like?
Well, Miss California Teen USA, it's more than just a crown. It's about leadership, service, and sisterhood is something I love to say. And honestly, the girls backstage are your biggest cheerleaders. I said this on my onstage interview last year, but actually, I just think it's so amazing to be in an environment with all women that are all striving for better and trying to be better versions of themselves every day. And that's what pageantry truly is. And that's why I love competing in it.
That's amazing to hear. That's amazing to hear. And so I know that like through this journey, a lot of, contestants, they always have an anchor for themselves, right? And that's always kind of their advocacy. So can you tell us about what anchors you in this pageant and what's your advocacy?
Definitely. I do National Charity League, which is a mother-daughter volunteer organization, and I get to see so many different organizations and volunteer with so many different people. And an organization I found was the Princess Project San Diego, which is a nonprofit that gives prom dresses to teens across California free of charge. And it's not only a beautiful organization because it makes girls feel beautiful and confident on one of their most special days of high school, but also it supports sustainable fashion, and that's something I've really loved. And I started educating kids about sustainable fashion and the importance of the 3 R's: reuse, rewear, and recycle, and how to turn your closet into something sustainable.
Yeah, you mentioned you were entering your junior year of high school, and so I'm assuming prom is coming up.
Yes.
And it really gets kind of hit close to home that you're kind of providing, prom dresses for people that don't have them. And so I think this kind of charity aspect speaks also to who you are. So has that kind of run, I think, like through your journey as well, that need to help others?
Definitely. My mom has instilled in me since I was young that it's super important to give back to the community that raised you. And San Diego, La Jolla raised me, and I love being able to interact with teens across San Diego and help them find their dream dress and feel beautiful in themselves, because you see many girls walk into the dress store and not feel confident. They walk in with their head down with baggy clothes on. And I'm an ambassador at the Princess Project, and my role as an ambassador, I get to be sort of a personal shopper for these teens, and I get to help them find their dream dress, and it's like my favorite thing ever. I mean, I get to walk inside and help people find their dream prom dresses. That's like a pageant girl's like happiness.
Yeah.
So I just love helping them find the color, the right shape, their everything, and making them see the smile on their face when they walk out of that dressing room and they know they look beautiful and they know they are confident in themselves. And that's honestly what is so inspiring to me about working at the Princess Project and supporting sustainable fashion.
Yeah, no, that's, it's, I think in many ways, it's something that people who I don't think of fashion as something that isn't accessible to people, right? I mean, I live my everyday life and I'm like, I'm going to buy this and I'll be fine and I can go to work. And this idea that the recycling of fashion for those that, haven't experienced that type of privilege that a lot of us have. And so I think it's really special, right, to kind of provide those for the girls. And I think what you're doing is really special because I see that more than providing a dress, you're providing them an outlet for their kind of confidence and for their ability to shine, in high school. And high school's tumultuous too. So how did you balance everything? Because I know you're entering your junior year. You've got to, if you're potentially thinking about college,
yes,
future pageants, personal life, what has that been like balancing all of these aspects of life as a teenager?
So I'm definitely a busy person. I'm a tri-sport athlete. So I did this past year water polo, track, and cheer at my high school while also competing for Miss California Teen USA and acting full time. And I think I've really had to make an effective scheduling system. My phone calendar is like my holy grail. I put everything in there, how it needs to go, and I wake up every morning, check what I need to do for the day, what I need to execute, what homework I need to complete, because I think having a effective schedule is the most important thing in being an effective title holder as well. Because as Miss California Teen USA, I will have very many different brand things going to our sponsors and preparing for Miss Teen USA, and that's very time consuming and it takes incredible scheduling. So that's something I'm going to be definitely focusing on and incorporating into my life as a title holder.
That's really cool. That's really cool. And can you tell us a little bit more about, so, you do all these things, but what's your support system like? So I know you mentioned your mother. How big of a role does she kind of play in your kind of pageant / high school / actor / all of these things?
A big role.
Yeah.
My parents, especially my mother, they're very involved, and I'm so grateful for how much they want to help me accomplish my dreams, because competing for a pageant, especially one of the caliber of Miss California Teen USA and going to Miss Teen USA, is a big role.
Yeah.
And as a teen, it's super important to have your parents helping you out along the way and having a strong support system. So not only my siblings, my sister, my brother, Mirabella, and Maximo, they get to watch me do my walk up and down the hallway, as well as helping me do interview questions. And then my mom, my dad, my grandmother who lives with us, and my aunts, my Nana and Lisa, she's definitely helped me a lot in my journey to Miss California Teen USA and becoming a better version of myself.
Yeah, it seems like a whole family affair.
Definitely.
Of helping you. And it takes a lot of work. Like I always said, it takes a
Takes a
village.
village.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So very cool. So we've loved getting to know you, Ava Grace. And so we want to move to our next portion, and we call this our yes, no, maybe portion, right? And so we'll ask a series of questions. You can only answer yes, no, maybe.
Okay.
And then at the end, we'll choose 2 or 3 questions that I think require a little more context. I want to learn a little bit more about you from those questions.
Of course.
All right. So you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. And to our fans, our beautiful branding Contesera Pageantry. Okay. So let's begin. So, would you describe yourself as a role model?
Yes.
Have you ever stepped out of your comfort zone to help someone?
Yes.
Do you believe beauty can create change?
Maybe.
Have you discovered your purpose yet?
Yes.
Would you speak up if you witnessed injustice?
Yes.
Do you believe your voice can influence others for good?
Yes.
Would you choose kindness over being right?
Yes.
Have you ever inspired someone without realizing it?
Maybe.
Do you think failure can be beautiful?
Yes.
Would you call yourself fearless?
Yes.
Have you ever surprised yourself with your own strength?
Yes.
Would you travel to space if given the chance?
Yes.
Would you rather lead than follow?
Yes.
Have you practiced self-love today?
Yes.
Would you ever join a reality TV show?
Yes.
We always revisit that question. I love
I know,
that
I
question.
love that question.
Would you stand alone for what you believe in?
Yes.
Do you believe every person has something to teach you?
Yes.
Would you change something about the world if you could on a large scale?
Yes.
Do you think dreams evolve as we grow?
Yes.
Have you already made a difference in someone's life?
Yes.
Very cool. I love the confidence in these answers. And so let's revisit some.
Of course.
I love this question. And so, well, let's start with something fun to kind of get things rolling. And so you said, would you ever join a reality TV show? First, you said yes. So I want to know what type of reality TV show. And then, what are your favorite reality TV shows right now as well?
Okay. I'm definitely competitive. So I do a game show for sure. My mom was actually in a game show. And I loved getting to watch her do it, her and her best friend. So exciting.
Okay.
And I would love to do that as well. That'd be very much fun. But then also, I'm a performer. I've done it my whole life. So anything in front of a camera is my happy place. So honestly, anything where I get to perform.
Anything we get to perform. Okay, amazing. Okay, very fun, very fun. I was at I would say like my favorite types of reality shows are kind of the I love like a home renovation show.
Ooh,
and I know they're
like
not really
those.
reality TV shows, but at the same time, I like the process that goes into like a nice
I like
home
that too.
renovation. All right. And then I think you also said, you said yes here. So you said, would you stand alone for what you believe in? And there are, there's kind of right now where the state of the world is kind of in flux, right? And so what's something that you think you would stand alone for if everyone else said, was against it? What would you stand alone for that represents who you are?
I think anything. I'm a very passionate person, and things I truly care about is something I would stand alone for. If it's a small thing, like someone being left out, I'd want to stand for them and help them feel like they are loved, they are valued. Or if it's something on a larger scale, like the lack of sustainability in the fashion industry, because it's honestly one of the biggest grossing industries in the world, and not many people are aware of this. Like, the average person throws away 81 pounds of clothes per year, and that statistic alone is crazy because that's like the size of a living person. So I think it's really important to just stand for what you're passionate about, because I mean, if you're not going to stand for it, then do you truly believe it?
Yeah. This, you know, I know a little bit about the kind of the sustainability world, and especially with fashion. And, you know, we've all seen kind of these large companies, like, you know, when they can't sell something for a season, they don't necessarily donate it. They kind of just put it to the landfill, and then it creates this like huge mess for, the country that's, you know, making the clothes. So it's really cool to see someone advocate for something,
Of course,
that we take for granted. Again, like I take for granted the clothes I wear and where they come from. So you said yes here to this question. And I think it's important that there are a lot of times when we want to be right, but there's also times when we have to choose kindness. So you said yes to, would you choose kindness over being right? You said yes. And I'd love to know, what has your experience been with being kind over right?
I think it's incredibly important to value kindness, because as a title holder, it's our job to unite and not divide. And as Miss California Teen USA, I want to continue uniting Californians together, because it is important to enter any conversation as a title holder with an open mind and empathy, because we are interacting with so many different types of people each day, and making sure that we make everyone's opinions valued is honestly the most important thing.
Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of times, you know, where I felt like I'm right and you're wrong and I'm going to get my way. And I think what people remember is not that you were right or wrong. It's they remember how kind you were to them.
And how you made them feel.
Yeah, how you made them feel. And, you know, you were nice to me, and maybe I'll open up my heart next time, you know, for whatever we have to say. So very cool. All right. So that was our yes, no, maybes. I hope you enjoyed it. It was kind of fun, kind of cheeky. We always kind of answer, you know, a range of questions. And so we'll move on to our next part, and this is our Q&A part.
Okay.
But before we begin, I want to know, how do you prepare for Q&A? Like, what's your process like? I know you talked a little bit about your family kind of helping you out, but how do you prepare for Q&A?
Well, I love interview. It's probably the most challenging, but also my favorite part of competition for sure, especially in the Miss Teen USA system, where it's a large deal, is your interview. And I prepare by not only running questions with my family 24/7, because they are probably done. I have a list of probably like 200 questions, and I just go over and over and over and over, because practice is progression, and progression gets your success. And I also call with my coaches, Miss Carrie from Pageant Coaching and Designs. She's one of my favorites, and she's honestly helped me prepare for my interview so much. But honestly, I think just practicing the questions and going over and over. I also, sometimes when I have a question and I'm having trouble with it, I like to write 3 bullet points of things I want to get across when I'm answering. And that's why I can just concisely like know in my mind, for this question, I just need to get through these 3. And that helps me just feel more peaceful when I'm getting my questions asked and I don't quite know what to say.
That's probably one of our most methodical answers, and I'm sure it's, you know, because you're in speech and debate as well, that you can think in like 3 bullet points of what you want to say.
Definitely.
So very cool there. Okay, so we do have some questions here, and these are kind of our own homegrown questions. And so you'll pick a question, hand it to me, I'll read it to you, and then we do have our producer in the background, and he'll set 30 seconds on the dot.
Of course.
So you ready?
So ready.
Okay. All right. Okay. So first question. I'm not looking either. Not yet. All right. So first question. Thank you. Social media plays a big role in teen life. How would you encourage healthy and positive online behavior?
I think it is incredibly important to promote your true self on social media. It's all about authenticity, and not just showing the perfect parts of your day where you're in full glam with your crown and your sash. As a title holder, it's important to show the everyday, because a pageant girl and Miss California Teen USA is just a regular girl with a crown and sash, so anyone else can do it. And I love to do that. I show day in my life on my social media feed, which is my favorite. I get to post me throughout the day, when I go to work out, when I go to do this. And that's me showing the reality of preparing for the title of Miss California Teen USA.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I think when we always want to show our best selves on social media, because it feels like we're kind of advertising our lives, and to have that on authenticity, like you're saying, to show that like I'm messy sometimes, and it's okay.
And I experienced that as a teenager on my social media feed, having to have the perfect curated Instagram profile. When honestly, it's important to just show your true self, because that's what's honestly most inspiring for other girls and other teenagers.
Yeah, I think especially as a teen, right? You're kind of put under that microscope.
Definitely.
So very cool there. And I think you were right on time too. So very cool. All right, our next question. Thank you. Okay. All right. So, if you could start one initiative in your community, what would it be and why?
As I've said, I'm a very large advocate for sustainable fashion, and I've started educating other kids about the importance of the 3 R's: reuse, rewear, and recycle when in relation to sustainability in the fashion industry. And I want to, as Miss California Teen USA, I want to integrate a system where teens are taught about this in schools, whether it's through videos or pamphlets, something of the sort. I want to develop this as a title holder to help other teens and other kids get involved in sustainability efforts within the fashion industry.
Yeah, well, very special. I know you mentioned this whole, sustainability in fashion, and the idea that you're also wanting to partner with an organization that already exists.
Yes.
A lot of the times I think we feel like we have to begin something and like make it new and make it our own, and your willingness to kind of partner with an organization that already does it, right?
Yes.
And you just want to help them do it better.
It's kind of like the village. It's everyone coming together for the ultimate goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, all right. So we'll move on to our next question.
Okay.
This is really fun, actually.
I'm having fun.
All right. Tell us about a challenge you've overcome and how it shaped who you are today.
My father was actually diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, as well as my grandmother being stage 3 in the past 2 years. And that was a very hard challenge to face as a teenager. But it's taught me a lot as the person I am today and the title holder I'm becoming. It has reminded me that it's important to not only cherish the time you can spend with your family members, but also to be kind to others, because you never know what someone's going through. And it's honestly made me more relatable in the ability to interact with other teens and have that empathy within me as the next Miss California Teen USA.
My aunt, she had cancer too, and she passed away. Like, it was within months, and it was, what can I say, right? You're right, to have that empathy, to have, because we never know what people are going through, exactly. Right? I mean, people can look at your social media feed and be like, well, she's doing great. And then you have something so kind of, weighing down on you in the background. So I'm glad you made it out of that.
Thank you.
And I'm glad you're here today. All right. I think we have time for one more question.
Okay.
All right. All right. So our last question. As a teen leader, how would you use your platform to promote kindness and inclusivity among your peers?
Well, my work I do with the Princess Project as an ambassador, I get to be a personal shopper for these teens and help them feel beautiful in their own skin. That's already promoting inclusivity and kindness, helping them feel like they are special and valued and they get their dream dress free of any charge. It's an incredible feeling just to see them receive this. And then I got to work at an ROTC ball, and I got to help the girls find dresses for the ROTC ball. And many of these girls have never owned a prom dress or a formal dress in their life. And watching them put on this dress and feel beautiful, and it's an incredible feeling. Yeah.
No, I love how, like, through all of our questions that we've had, you have that same messaging, because at your core that's who you are.
Yes.
And that's the organization that you're supporting.
And as Miss California Teen USA, I want to continue working with them on a larger scale and bring other title holders to organizations similar or the same, because it's amazing.
Yeah, very cool. Okay. All right, so we'll move on to the last part of our interview.
Okay.
But before we kind of get through all of our, fun shenanigans,
Yes.
I want to know, when you are crowned Miss Teen USA, what would be the first thing you would do?
So I'm really big on planning. I have a 30, 60, 90 from when I learned to when I compete at Miss Teen USA already written out. I am very big on planning and putting things out to the universe. And immediately write thank you notes. I have Southern roots. I'm a California girl, but my parents are from New Orleans, and they've instilled in me, like, Southern hospitality. So writing thank you notes to everyone that helped me got to that point in my life, whether it's my coaches or the judges or everyone involved in the pageant, as well as I want to visit the 4 Princess projects in California, Silicon Valley, San Francisco, San Diego, and Sonoma. Oh gosh. And so those 2, and then my third would definitely be Sherry Hill used to have a program called That's My Dress where she'd help, she'd donate her dresses, and she'd have title holders be personal shoppers for military children, and they'd get to come pick out their dream Sherry Hill prom dress. And so I'd love to create that again at a larger scale with all the title holders in the USA system as Miss Teen USA.
Very cool. Yeah, sounds like you have this plan ready to go in motion. So we're very excited, and we'll be rooting for you, of course, at Contesera Pageantry. And so I would say, when we talked, you're a teen, you're fairly new-ish to the pageant world. But let's say, if someone wants to kind of follow in your footsteps, what would be the advice you would give them?
Take that leap. I was actually at a program the last week at Pepperdine. It was called Leap Week, and it's for entrepreneurship and leadership for teens. And it was one of the best experiences of my life. So I just say take that leap, take that jump, make that challenge, and take it and try your best, because that's what I did last year. I walked on that stage, I tried my best, I had fun doing it, and I think that's what made it so fulfilling and so incredible, making top 5. I was like, what the heck is happening? But I had so much fun while doing it, and this year I'm 10 times more prepared. I had a month to prepare last year. I've been preparing for Miss California Teen USA since August, so I feel so ready to get on that stage, and I think it's just important to take that step and try. That's kind of the advice that we hear from contestants that we interview from all ages, right? You don't know what it's like, but kind of taking that first initial step is always the scariest. It's definitely
right. It's always like, oh, I don't know, and then whatever.
Then just dive in.
Right. Wherever you end up, the next time will always kind of be a little bit better for you.
Exactly. And I don't want to live life with regrets. I don't want to be like, oh, I should have competed for Miss California Teen USA. So that's why it's important to just try.
Yeah, amazing. Okay. All right. So before we kind of close out, I want you to speak directly to our audience.
Yes.
And so you can say whatever you want. You can, talk about your socials. You can talk about what you're advocating, any events that you kind of want to shout out to our audience. So take it away.
Well, I will be competing at Miss California Teen USA August 9th through the 10th in Palm Springs. You can get tickets on their website or on their Instagram, and you can find me and follow my journey to Miss Teen USA at Ava Grace Nichols.
And this is, to our Contesera pageant fans, this is usually where we kind of close out, but we do have a very, very special guest with us today. So I'd love to introduce your mom.
Melissa Nichols.
Hi, Melissa. Hi. This is very special, to our fans. This is the first time that we've had a mom on, and of course their support system as well. So tell us a little bit about yourself. And, your daughter mentioned that you're from the South and you moved to California, and we'd love to learn more about that as well. So why this move and how it kind of shaped who you are. And then, of course, how you've come to kind of shape your daughter's journey or your daughter's pageant journey. So what's that been like?
So, thank you first and foremost for having her here, us here.
Of course.
And just really creating this opportunity to share important messages and get to know people better. I've really loved watching your podcast and learning little pearls about people that have been on your show. And just the pageant weekend goes quick.
Yeah.
It comes and goes. And we're all so busy and learning so much and moving, and it's just nice to get to know the backstory of a lot of these people. They're impressive women, young ladies and women, and so thank you. I'm Melissa, and I've got 3 kids, 21-year-old twins, and then Miss Ava Grace here, 16. And we moved to California 18 plus years ago. Originally, my husband and I are from New Orleans.
I can tell by that accent. I love that little Southern twang.
Everybody should come visit. Lots of fun. And but we lost our home in Hurricane Katrina.
No. Okay.
And it was a very crazy time. I tell people we were like a made-for-TV movie at the time. But anyway, we had a lot going on. And about 9 months after Katrina, we ended up moving to California and to San Diego. Where we call home and love. And so we've made it our home. We love it here. And as far as pageantry, she mentioned our family in New Orleans. They have been competing. My godchild, Julia, finished first runner-up in Miss Louisiana Team USA. And she's fabulous.
Miss Hallie.
And Hallie who started it all,
Yeah,
right?
she started it all.
She was, yes. And again, finished very high up. But from attending those and supporting our family, we learned about pageantry and just realized what kind of opportunity it was for Ava Grace to learn about herself, for her and I to spend time together. You know, as girls get older, they tend to maybe want to not do as much with moms. And it's really created an outlet that we get to spend time and just focus on efforts. We volunteer together and just working at being our best.
Yeah, that's really special. I love that you mentioned that. Really, I mean, at its core, you're wanting to spend time together and to like help Ava kind of grow into her womanhood, as you know, you've kind of, you know, you're living your womanhood right now. And so the support system that you have, I think, is always important, right? You know, whatever it is, if it's a partner, if it's your family, if it's your mom, if it's, let's say, like, you know, your distant grandma, to have that kind of support system. And so why has that been so important to you for Ava to kind of like, you know, I feel like that this pageants can kind of become all encompassing almost. And so why has that been so important for you to kind of support Ava in kind of the way that you have?
Well, I mean, obviously love her to death. And I just saw at an early age just the true potential that was inside her. She's always been just a driven, focused, kind-hearted little kid. Yeah. I mean, she's still a kid, right?
Yeah, still growing.
And she's just always impressed us and inspired us, and so just wanted to support her. I mean, she's played lots of sports. My older kids did a lot of sports, and my son did acting. I mean, but whatever was, you know, interesting them as well as what we saw as opportunities for them, we've tried to support and jump all in.
I'm very lucky because anything I say I dream of doing, anything I'm like, could I try this? My parents are like, go for it. And that's why I'm very
so
lucky
special.
that they're supportive of everything I love and I want to try.
That's so special.
And I just believe in being well-rounded, right? We're not one-trick ponies in our family. You know, whether it's sports or academics. I mean, she didn't say she's on the National Honor Society. I mean, so she really gives 110% to whatever she does. And we've just tried to, my husband and I try to do that as well and be inspiring in that as well. So
yeah, very cool, very cool. So before, it's been so nice to get to know you, Ava Grace, and then of course Melissa as well. So, you know, we're gonna do this a second time, but Melissa, we'd love for you to kind of speak to our audience, and if you want to say anything, you know, if you want to, if you have social media, we'd love to get to know you there as well.
Yes.
But anything that you kind of want to say to our audience, we'd love to give you that chance right now.
Thank you. So I just want to say it's been a great experience for our family and for Ava Grace, and get involved. You know, we volunteer. It doesn't matter what your passion project is. It just matters that you get involved and do something and find a way to share yourself. And to my dear daughter that I love so much, you know, the crown is sparkly, but your heart and your mind are the most important things, and they're the gems. And she's already a winner, always, in our hearts. And, you know, we're very proud. And this organization, the Miss California Teen USA organization, has just been really supportive. They've educated us on our journey. There's lots of resources. As she mentioned, Carrie, the coach. I mean, they have brought quality people into our lives with the sponsors, just learning about their products and getting to meet people who, you know, have made a difference and are contributing. It's just been a really positive experience. So anyway, and meeting you guys, I mean, it's got us here, right?
Yeah, of course.
So,
Very exciting.
yeah. Melissa Nichols. I don't even know if it's Melissa Walker.
It's Melissa Nichols.
It's just Melissa Walker Nichols? Or
Melissa Nichols.
Melissa
Nichols. That's
I
her
don't even
Instagram.
know. I know her.
Follow our journey to Miss California USA.
Yeah, we're tagged in everything together.
You'll
and,
find her account if you go to mine.
Yeah. And so, yeah, her mom, her dad, her grandmother, and
It's a village.
Siblings, and then all of our support system back home in New Orleans. everybody is cheering her on. We all, last year wore hot pink to support her. That was
That's
the
our
color
one
of
thing.
her
I
dress
love having
last year.
everyone match the color of my dress. It's like I could
There was no question who was her
Yes.
Yeah.
her cheering
Cheering squad.
squad. So, but thank
very
you.
lucky. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank you both so much for joining us. And again, this has been a very special episode because not only our first teen pageant contestant, but also her mother here with us.
No, thank you.
So
Thank
very
you.
special.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
thank you to all our Contesera pageant viewers. My name is Ayce. We live for this. Please like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so that we can continue to bring content like this to pageant lovers across the world. So again, this is Ayce. With all my love, we hope to see you again. The will to help others. So.
That name, it was passed down from my mom. My
that
mom got
I was
that.
able to just blossom and become the woman that I am right now.